So, in a way, revisiting what I said earlier about me aiming to have fresh approaches to meditation and mindfulness, sometimes a paraphrasing of something which is very much a part of the Buddhist tradition, like 2,600 years, just gets put in a much more vernacular or more commonplace language. And a little while ago, I came up with, well, a two-part. It doesn't work as a mnemonic, I'm afraid, like sneeze or anything. It's what's here and what's needed. And somehow or another, as soon as I thought that, I thought, this has got legs. This is definitely a goer. You can use it any time at the beginning of your meditation, particularly, is very good in the meditation and in everyday life. So you start to get a personalization of those two questions, what's here and what's needed. So you start to, when you ask yourself the question, it's almost like you're making the question your own, actually. And you might start, when you start to do it, have a little template, the body, mood, emotions, thinking, energy, run through them. What's here? Boom, 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 boom. And in that way, you get used to having a thorough what's here. Am I here or am I away? That's quite a good one to throw in to that. And in relationship to that question, what's here or how am I or how do I feel? The second question is what's needed, and then in parentheses or brackets, if anything. So a really simple example is you're aware of how you are, and then you ask yourself what's needed, and just you wake up before your head hits the floor. So what's needed is to wake up, to encourage yourself, to engage emotionally with being present with what you're doing. So you actually get used to, in a way, the terrain of what's needed. I need to focus more. I need to adjust my effort. I need to be kinder to myself, for example. I need to be more patient. Just going away all the time and coming back is driving me mad. Be more patient. That's what you need to do. So you get, they're pretty obvious things. And also, like if you have a tendency to rest on your laurels, you do make a little bit of effort and then you feel quite calm and receptive, and part of your mind just goes, well, I've done enough, thank you very much, I will just enjoy this. Well, what's needed is keep going, for example. So and there are, you might feel, how am I feel a bit dry. I need a bit more kind of emotionality in my practice, a bit more passion, a bit, why am I doing this? A bit more connecting with my values. So that you start to get a sense that actually the simple question, what's needed, is actually quite a lot, or can be quite a lot of things, potentially. But actually, as I said, in parenthesis, if anything, you might not need anything at that moment. It's just flowing and going and engaging, and it's fine. And you just stay with it. And the staying with it then leads into the third thing, which is like the three together make a tripod. What's here, what's needed, and then staying with the process, a sense of continuity with what is happening. So you're working with the tendency to fall asleep or cut off, or jump away, or go to your famous favorite entertainment, coming back. You're staying with that process. But more particularly, what I wanted to pay attention to here in this part is continuity. And there is a way in which you can think about continuity in the long term. So as I said earlier, I meditate every morning. And there is a sense of continuity about that. They all flow into each other. It's not like one and then another and then another. They flow and they all affect each other. And, you know, the themes, which I'm just speaking personally, but I think it can be generally true, themes that emerge in a meditation might then just continue the next day and so on. And so the continuity is just being aware of themes in your life, in your meditation particularly. And also, there can be continuity within the meditation of an awareness of particular qualities. So let's say, for example, you just feel calm. You just feel content rather than restless and agitated. So you stay with it. You keep a continuity. It's not like that calm and content is a block. It's a moving thing, actually. It flows and goes deeper and can affect you and draw on deeper qualities associated with it. So you might feel quite okay and content, and then that can turn into happiness and even bliss if you stay with it. So the staying with a flow of qualities is really an essential skill in meditation. And it comes from repetition, really. And that can just be you saying to yourself, stay with it. Stay. Sit. And you get used to that repetition, and it goes deeper. And then in a way, you don't have to say it to yourself. So there's the family of qualities like that, which are in the whole area of just feeling calm and content, resting in a positive way. And then there's another level which is not exactly different, it's connected, but that is the energy family of qualities, where you feel energy and inspired and motivated and delighting in the process. You really want to do it. There's a sense of commitment to the process of being aware and asking yourself these questions: what's here, what's needed, and stay with it, and cough. So the energy family can have very different types of feeling. Actually, there can just be this uplift of, wow, this is great, to commitment and determination and steadfastness, which is a bit different, but it's in the same family. And when you have a quality, a deeper quality, positive quality in the energy family, you stay with it. Where is it taking me? Well, just relax into it. It can be quite, just speaking from personal experience, a bit unnerving when you start to get a kind of vibrancy that you've not had before, an aliveness that you've not had before, but just open. There it comes back to that. Just open to it and relax, take it in, and let it flow. So I wanted to, in a way, use the analogy of a stream here, that the path of development in meditation and of mindfulness is analogous to being in a stream. And sometimes, well, it reminds me of a saying, I think it comes from Gestalt, actually, Fritz Perls, maybe, don't push the river, which I thought was, when I first heard that, I thought it was a really good saying. You don't push the river, but you do encourage it sometimes. Keep going, stay with it is encouraging. So you have a sense of flow in your life and you stay with it. There's a certain amount of steering involved so that you don't go into a little stagnant eddy. Or if you notice, for example, that your experience is like a stream becoming very ruffled, that you might say, calm. Just drop in an influence like that, calm. You drop it. This is a manner of speaking, not to be taken literally, but you drop it in, as it were, to the back of your mind, rather than calm. It's calm. You just let it sift down and affect you. And there might sometimes be a sense of your experience being quite narrow, in which case you can gently drop in, broaden, or expand. It's not like you're making it happen, you're just making suggestions for what might be needed. Sometimes, it's a decision you make in the moment. Actually, no, it needs to be quite narrow and focused. It's good, actually, it's fine. And other times, it's just too tight and needs to be more relaxed and open. So you drop in a suggestion. So in this way, you are using the analogy of the stream to help you work with what are quite amorphous and quite subtle states of meditation. And the analogy helps you connect with the subtlety, actually, more so than just thinking. So I just want to give a little bit of a flag up to the general theme that is going on at the moment, which is Sangha, or spiritual community. At least I have to mention it, I think. So that isn't it. I will say more. So, so I actually live in a residential community of Triratna people. Hooray! one of them is here. And there's 6 of us, nice big house nearby, Clissold Park, near Clissold Park. And I think it's worth just using it as a way of talking about the spirit of spiritual community or Sangha. So I was having breakfast with one of the guys in the community. And I said, if you were going to epitomize what living in this community is like in one sentence, what would you say? And he's good with words. He said, very friendly and supportive of my practice. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And it's his experience, and it's true. You know, so that's part of what we're aiming to do also in these situations, which is called non-residential, unless you're on retreat, in which case it's a bit like being in the community for a weekend or longer. To be friendly and kind and considerate and supportive of each other, to listen, and yeah, basically not get in the way, not make life difficult for each other, which I think also is really important. So one of the functions, positive functions of a situation like this and being on retreat is what on retreat we call them meditation reviews, where you get together with someone and you talk about your meditation in a very this happened kind of way, not can't even think of the word, hypothesizing about it or being abstract about it, about what should have happened, but what actually, how was your meditation? And this has a very positive effect. It helps you be objective externally. So you say, oh, how was my meditation? You might just think, oh, it was fine. And then you go, well, actually, there were some ruffles and there was a tide that was taking me down a bit and I had to work with that. And then you go, oh, I hadn't actually realized that until you say it. So the saying of it is very easy.